Welcome to ClickAI Radio, where you'll learn the secrets to transforming your small to medium business. Grant has been helping businesses transform using technology for over 30 years. Advanced technologies like artificial intelligence have been available only to large companies and advanced technical teams. Grant will discuss how you can use to leverage AI and other technologies to grow your small to medium business. As a gift, Grant is offering his ebook, AI for Sales Growth, at clickairadio.com. Now, here's your host and biz tech geek, Grant Larson.
Hey everybody, this is Grant. Welcome to another episode of ClickAI Radio. All right, so I was looking back at an experience that I had many years ago. I was standing in a hospital visiting an elderly friend of mine. He had just completed surgery. He had part of his feet removed because of his diabetes. He was fully aware of his diabetic problem, but he also made a determination not to make changes to his diet or to his lifestyle. Well, as I stood there trying to support my elderly friend, I have to admit I felt a bit conflicted. I wondered, why wouldn't he do anything about it? Why wouldn't he accept some insights and guidance to improve his health situation? I learned through that I'm not going to judge him, but I'm going to love him, right? And try to be there to support him. But I also said to myself, look, if I ever get into that situation where I'm diagnosed with something like diabetes, I'm not going to let it get to that level, right? And now at the time that my elderly friend was going through the surgery, I was running a technology startup company, and we were working many hours overtime, working harder than we were smarter. Hard lesson to learn, right? But sometimes in life, for me anyway, it's too easy for myself or for us as humans to look at other people's situations and think, hey, they're doing it wrong, even though we're often doing something similar in our own life, right? Or in our own business. Well, while my elderly friend was recovering from his surgery, my business, we were developing some advanced technologies, and we had prepared it where we were ready to show it to some industry analysts. So we get in touch with the analysts, they come in, we show it to them. We were so excited, right? We were proud to demonstrate what we had built. We kept thinking, hey, they're going to love this, right? They're going to give us glowing reviews in the marketplace, right? Stairway to heaven, right? So upon completing their review, the analysts came back and said, hey, this is an interesting idea. We think you have something here. So at that moment, we felt really giddy, right? We're over there patting ourselves on the back. But the next sentence just caught us. And then they said, but you are at least 9 years ahead of the market. Well, we were stunned, right? We're like, what? How could that be, right? Surely they were wrong. What do these guys know? They're just analysts, right? So to defend our position, we started quoting Henry Ford's comment, right, about his customer base. We've all heard it, right? We've all used it, I'm sure. It goes something like this. Henry Ford is apparently to have said, if I would have asked my customers what they wanted, they would have asked for a faster horse, right? And so we were self-assured that we were being Henry Fords at the time, right? Well, the market just wants a faster horse, right? And here we've got a new automobile, right? It cruises, it slices, it dices. So we started to demonstrate what we had developed to other audiences and to other firms. And people started sharing their feedback, right? Oh, man, this looks great, but, we can't really adopt that, right? We're not ready to figure out how to use that. But we continued to double down on what we were doing, right? I liken it to times when we eat what we want rather than eat what we should, but we're hoping though to get the results of healthy eating, even though we're not really eating what we should. All right, that's when we're not being realistic with really what's going on. Well, in this case, we stopped listening. right? We kept saying to ourselves, hey, surely, we're being diligent with our business. We're asking others for insights, but we weren't doing anything with those insights. We weren't making adjustments or pivoting. I think it was Lyndon B. Johnson who said, when we stop listening, we stop learning. Well, as we all know, just as we, put good stuff into our guts, right, it produces better health for our whole body. And our businesses also need good gut health. So here's some examples of what this might be. For example, we all know that, if we're going to have good health gut, right, in terms of our bodies, we're generally going to put in more fibers and proteins and, salads and vegetables and complex carbs and so forth, right? Let's talk about good business gut health. What does that look like? Because when we have good business gut health, it improves our business instincts. What does this mean? One of those is seeking insights. And so that means to leverage dispassionate insights. Now, of course, I'm a fan of using AI to do that, right? It's to take the dispassionate part out and to bring the insights in. Now, you may have heard about decision intelligence, right? The ability to depoliticize decision making. That's a challenge, right, for us in businesses. AI provides that, but you also have to watch out for something called AI bias. Now, that needs to be a topic for another time that we go over. In any event, the real business gut health comes when we take insights that come and then we apply them in our business. In fact, good business gut health means we've got the maturity, or perhaps I might call it the humility, to make the adjustments in our business. Now, I saw some research from Gartner once that stated, and I'm paraphrasing a little, but it basically said that 75% of business executives will not evaluate multiple options when making decisions, but rather will use the information available to justify their position. And so it's difficult when we have that mindset and we think, oh, I'm just going to use the information that's at my fingertips or that I bring in. I'm going to use the lens of my perception and my priorities to filter that information. That's a challenge for all of us. So it's not just to bring the information in and the insights from things like AI or other interested parties, but it's, can I change my perspective so that I can truly make the adjustments that are needed? Well, turns out, I stood by my elderly friend as he had his feet partially amputated, and I continued to be a support and his friend. But then a few months later, he passed away. And I'm grateful for the lessons he taught me, and in particular, the awareness that it created in me. Somewhat ironically, I was diagnosed a year after that with type 2 diabetes. And so the question, when that happened, I was stunned. When the doctor told me, I was like, what? Oh my goodness. Then I started to think back to my elderly friend, and I kept thinking about these questions like, hey, am I going to apply gut health principles to my life, right? To my personal life? Am I going to eat what I should, right? Take the input, the information, the insights from the doctors and others. Would I apply the gut health principles to my business? Would I take the insights that are coming to me, follow the gut, make the adjustments in my business? Am I going to listen, right? Am I going to adjust? Will I adapt? And the question I have for you is, what would you do, right? Would you make those adjustments? Well, the lessons from my elderly friend, Jerry, rang clear in my mind for sure. And you know what? I was deeply affected in my personal life and in my business life by my friend Jerry. I still remember constantly, it comes to my mind every time there's a need for me to make any kind of adjustments. I think, all right, Jerry pointed out to me, through his life that it's important and critical that we do take the input and we do make the adjustments. Our gut health affects the health of our body as well as our business. All right. Thanks, Jerry. This one's for you.
Thank you for joining Grant on ClickAI Radio. Don't forget to subscribe and leave feedback. And remember to download your free ebook. Visit clickairadio.com now.